is Tuesday. I enjoyed my lovely long weekend full of nausea and relaxation and taking it very, very easy. The birth control apparently is hitting pretty hard, so I was dealing with that pretty much all weekend. If I let myself get too hungry, i.e. like when I first wake up in the morning, I am so incredibly nauseous. The only thing that's changed is the birth control, so I'm chalking it up to that. But other than that, everything has been good on birth control. I haven't really felt any other symptoms other than the nausea, which is perfectly fine by me. I've heard other women who have had different experiences on it. Now, mind you, I've only been on it for, I don't know, 5 days. Yeah, today will be day 6 whenever I take it tonight. I've heard other women who have had terrible experiences with it, so I'm very thankful that's not my case. I'm hoping that I will be able to come off of it either tomorrow or Thursday. Tomorrow is Wednesday, because the 6th is the first day they are going to start STIMS, which is this Friday. I'm hoping to be one of the first to just go ahead and start it, so we can just go ahead and get this ball rolling. I feel a little bit nervous, but not terribly nervous. I feel more confident than anything else. And I was actually editing one of my vlogs that you have already seen, where I announced that we are doing IVF, and I realized that I was very fearful in that moment, and then I claimed victory in God's name, and I just claimed that I was going to have a confidence with this and not live in fear of it. God is so good, because I have had literally that. Like, I've really just felt more empowered and more like, this is what I'm doing. Like, this is the journey I'm going on, and like sure of myself. And all glory to God. That is God 100%, because I definitely have never felt this way towards IVF ever. So that is 100% God. And it's really cool. It's really cool to be like, yeah, I was pretty fearful of it, but I claim victory in Jesus' name, and boom, got it. That's a pregnancy pillow, by the way. That's what that weird thing is behind me. So yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for them to call and let me know when I'm scheduled for my next ultrasound and blood work, and that will kind of be the start of all of the STIMS. I didn't get a chance to go over the medications and what they do, so I figured we could do that today. And I actually have my IVF planner. This is the one I got. It's just from Amazon. I think their creator is also on Etsy, but I can link it down below if you're interested in it. I have fallen in love with this. Like I said, I'm trying to romanticize this process as much as possible, and this is really helping. I'm on the page where the retrieval medications for preparation and injection instructions. So I don't have all of those just yet, but I wanted to go ahead and start filling out the book as much as possible so that I can stay on top of it and not, like, I don't know, fall behind. I'm really enjoying being able to log this process, like not only just vlog it with you, but like log it in like a journal. Like, this is becoming like my TTC journal, and I really like it. So I'm definitely going to continue this throughout this process, and I think it's going to be really good for my mental health to just like work through it while I'm going through it, but also like being able to romanticize it. So if you remember, all of my medications other than my Pregnol is in the refrigerator. So let's go through the medications in my Vitro little box. First, we have Gonal-F. So these are the pins that the Gonal-F comes in. I have 900 IU, and these are the STIMS themselves. So this is the hormone that's going to help grow the follicles to make them bigger. So I have 3 pins of these. I don't know the injection dosage yet because my doctor hasn't told me. And that can change day by day, but I'm just going over the medications that I have right now and what they're used for. This is my low dose HCG, which is also it's a compound drug, but it's also a stimulant for my egg production. So to stimulate the follicles, they do a low dose of HCG to make sure that they're growing nice and big. Then this is the Leprolide, I think is how you say it, Leprolide or Leprolide, I don't know. Either one. It comes all in one vial case. I think there's a syringe in here, there's the medication in here, and probably the injection syringe and the medication drawer withdrawal syringe. I haven't opened it, obviously. It tells you in the instructions to keep all of these medications away from light, which is why I think it's got this like wrapping around it. But this is a trigger shot. And then the last medication is Cetrotide. So Cetrotide is a ovulation preventer from what I understand, and there is a little kit that comes all together. So basically it is a pre-filled syringe. You'll take this syringe and put it in this vial with the powdered substance. You mix it around a little bit, then you draw it back into the syringe and you use the injection needle to inject into the body. So all of this comes together in a nice little kit, and I have 6 boxes of this. I have 1 vial of low-dose HCG and 1 second trigger, and then I have 1 pregnal shot. And that is all of my medication in my little vitro box. I love it. And it's perfect because it's keeping it all nice and safe away from any food. As you can see, like I told you last time, I did take my gonal F pins out, so they are just free floating in the box, but they're still nice and safe. I do have 2 additions that I need to put in my tackle box kit, whatever you want to call it. I bought some cute band-aids, regular cute sized band-aids, and then I bought some gauze. They only had large gauze though, so I'm gonna have to cut these into 4s and put them in here. So just organizing a little bit. The only other medication that I didn't show you is the Pregnal. So this is 10,000 IU of the trigger shot. This is the one that I'm used to doing anyway. It's got 2 vials inside. You mix the liquid with the powder, and you draw back the solution, and then you do the injection just like I've been doing the last couple of times. So I'm very familiar with this one. I'm just gonna put it at the bottom of the box because I know this won't be needed until the end of STIMS. Then I've got the HCG syringes, I've got the pin tips for the gonal F, and then these are the trigger shot syringes. Then I've got extra syringes down here and my needle tips. So the top is going to basically be like the prep and the post. So I'm trying to figure out like what is the best, I don't know, configuration, I guess is the right word, for all of these different items that I have, band-aids, gauze. But this is what I meant by I'm gonna need to cut these because they are large. So this is the whole thing, and I think I'm just gonna cut it into 4s and have them up here as well. I'm gonna leave them in the wrapper. I'm just gonna cut just like this. Okay. Let's see how this works out. I don't know, I need to find proper sized gauze. I know that they have smaller gauze, and these are not going to be used before injections, so they don't need to be sterile. I don't think I like that. Maybe I'll look on Amazon to see if they have properly sized gauze. I'll figure it out as I go. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit of trial and error in the beginning, but this is just the way I like to prep. It makes me feel more at ease, as prepared as possible as I can be. It just makes me feel calmer about the situation and doing what I'm gonna be doing. It just makes me feel more at ease. So anything I can do to help me relax and work my way through it, I'm gonna do. I'm on my way to acupuncture. It could not be at a better time. I was thinking it was a Thursday appointment, but it's actually a today appointment, which thank God, because I just got a notification that my clinic is actually closed on Friday, and I thought I was gonna go in on Friday or start STIMS on Friday, but with the clinic being closed, I mean, can't start anybody, you can't see them, so I don't really know what's gonna happen with that. I don't really know about that, but I'm feeling a little bit anxious because in my portal it was also saying to continue the birth control pill, and now it doesn't say that at all. Like, there's no notification for birth control. So I don't know what that means. I've already called and left a message with my nurse staff, and I did email and just said, hey, like, please let me know when I'm supposed to stop taking these. Let me know whenever I'm supposed to like come in for the ultrasound, because obviously I won't know until they tell me. They've not given me a definitive schedule yet, so everything is just kind of still up in the air as far as when I'm gonna start doing the shots. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm a little anxious, if you can't tell. I'm feeling a little anxious right now. So that's why I was saying that this appointment is like perfect timing. God's timing is amazing. God's plan is amazing. And I truly just have to let go and trust in him and know like he's got me, because now I'm like anxious and I'm about to go to my therapy appointment that helps me just calm and relax and be quiet for a little bit, which I need that reminder to just be quiet and be still every once in a while. As per usual, amazing acupuncture appointment. I was talking to her about my whole debacle with the birth control situation and them being closed on Friday, and I was just like talking to her about it. And as I laid down on the bed to like start the, the appointment, RMA calls me and she's like, oh yeah, I got your message. I just wanted to give you a call back about the birth control. So it looks like you stopped it, or the last one you took was yesterday. So go ahead and stop taking it. We'll see you on Thursday morning for your ultrasound, and you're scheduled to start your shots on either Thursday or Friday. I don't remember what she said, but I'm scheduled to start the shots and everything by Friday. So it all worked out. It all worked out. I still needed a little bit of confirmation with my doctor though, because they told me to stop taking birth control, but my app, which is like my patient portal, tells me to continue taking it. So I called. Dr. P is supposed to give me a call back and let me know exactly what they want me to do. I don't know, just a little confusing, but they are sending a message out to Dr. P because now it is officially after hours. I just want to make sure, just want to confirm that that's what needs to be done because they didn't update the app. But a good appointment, amazing appointment. I got a little bit of like spiritual confirmation on like this whole journey. I was talking to her about my announcement video of me announcing that we are going to move forward with IVF. As I was editing today, I just stopped it and I was like, okay, like I'll finish this later. I have Z88 playing in my house sometimes, which is a Christian station if you don't live in Central Florida. And when I stopped it, the song that came on was Hillsong Worship Oceans, which the main line of that song, the chorus, is Spirit lead me where my feet would never wander. Like I would never do this alone, but like in you, I can do this and my faith will be made stronger, meaning like I'm putting it all in your hands. Like this is, I surrender completely. I kind of like had a moment where I was just like, absolutely, Lord, like this is 100% how I'm feeling about this journey right now. Like I'm giving it to you. It is completely in your hands. Like I surrender it to you. That's just how I feel about this journey. And I feel that presence, and I felt his presence. And then I was telling this to my acupuncturist, and she told me a story about someone that she loved being in the hospital and they didn't know if they were going to make it. They did make it, thankfully, but in the moment where they were kind of just going through this process of not knowing, they had a little radio and it was playing Z88 and Hillsong Worship Oceans was on. And she said it was just like a moment of like surrender and peace. And I wholeheartedly took that as like confirmation that God is like, I got you, girl. Like, I got you. So I just had to share that. Hold on one second. Someone's calling me, but I just had to share that. Hey, Dr. P. Yes, so sorry to bother you. I just wanted to make sure that I am stopping the birth control today. Okay, so I just got the call that I was waiting on. It took an hour and a half for them to get back to me, but that's okay because the doctor's literally calling me on his off time. So I was like, I'm so sorry. I just want to make sure that I do this correctly. And he's like, no, it's okay. So what he told me is that I can continue taking the birth control for one more night, going in Thursday morning, checking blood work, checking ultrasound. That is all the same. I will take my final birth control tonight, and then I will start STIMS on Friday, which is kind of perfect because that gives me like the weekend to kind of adjust and like, I don't know, just kind of like get used to it a little bit without having to like wake up and like take Tristan to school and like get straight to work and like sitting up all day. I'm really happy that I'm starting it on Friday so I can kind of like ease into it rather than like jumping just full force into it with a long work week ahead. So very, very happy about that. I'm starting on Friday. My gosh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I'm nerve-sighted. Let me show you. I did go ahead and order some different gauze pads If you remember, I think it was just this morning. I'm pretty sure we just went over this morning. So I was talking about how I cut up, oh yeah, the scissors are still right here. I cut up the gauze pads that were in here already. I went on Amazon and I actually found the little 2x2s. Apparently I had bought 4x4 gauze pads and those were way too big. But I found 2x2s. So this is the 2x2s and they're just sitting here because I'm just gonna be able to grab and go. We've got the lidocaine, we've got the shot helper, we've got the band-aids, and then alcohol swabs, and then everything else stayed the same. But I was able to find these on Amazon. I also got liquid IV and I got a watermelon flavor. I've never had, oh my God, I'm so zoomed in. I've never had this watermelon flavor before. I've only had the original flavor, which truthfully, I really didn't like the original flavor. But I've heard that you need to start drinking electrolytes to prevent OHSS for your STIMS. Good morning, it is Thursday and I am just getting back from my doctor's appointment. I got my blood work and my follicle scan today, and they did pull an extra panel today because they do just a general blood work. It's called a CBC panel. Just like the general blood panels are all looking good before starting IVF. She said it's like a typical thing that they do before they start IVF. And my follicle scan actually showed that I have already one dominant follicle, even though I was on birth control. It was measuring at a 15 millimeter. So I have one 15 millimeter and I have 17 under 10 on my right side, I think, and then 16 under 10 on my left side. My doctor did say that regardless of it being 15 millimeters, we are going to continue moving forward with IVF. He made sure I had all my medications ready, and the plan is still starting tomorrow. Today, I think my kiddo brought home a little bit of a tummy bug, so I'm dealing with that. Luckily, it's not a stomach bug that causes vomiting, but it does cause a lot of nausea and just unpleasant feeling, like a general unwellness. So he's been dealing with that. I kept him home yesterday because of it, and now I'm kind of feeling it. I wore a mask today at my appointment, and I even asked my doctor, like, hey, is it normal to feel like really nauseous after you get off of birth control? And he's like, no, not really. Like, it's typically when you're on birth control that you'll feel nauseous. And I'm like, cool. So I think I'm just getting whatever he got, which is why I wore the mask, because I'm like, I don't want to give this to anybody. But luckily, I mean, tummy bugs, they only last a couple days and then you're pretty much over it. So I'm hoping I can just go through it, like get the virus out, whatever it is. It feels like just an upset stomach, like a small stomach bug, not like, we've had stomach bugs where we're like, your both ends are just going. That's not what this is. This is a very mild stomach bug in my opinion, but it's still enough to make you just feel unwell. Got it.
So you'll do 225 units of that. So 225 for the gonal and then 20 units for the low dose HCG.
Got it.
And you'll do that starting tomorrow every night, and then you'll come back Monday.
Because I know Dr. P has already kind of forewarned me that because I have PCOS, I'm going to get a lot of follicles. I'm going to be sore. It's going to be uncomfortable. When can I start to maybe expect that start of like, ooh, I can feel it?
Usually for people with PCOS, they respond really well to the medication because they do have a lot of follicles. So you may be like within this, I'd say within the first 7 days, you may start to feel that immediately. Definitely towards the end when you come in for your retrieval.
Yeah, he told me to be prepared to waddle.
Really